I wish I had more time with my doctor. This is a common thing that patients say, especially in America, over and over again, and they're right. Survey after survey after survey tell us that this is the biggest thing that people want, more time. So let's do the math. The average primary care visit lasts about 16 to 18 minutes. And there's research that tells us that to involve people in decisions and their care to truly go through everything together, a visit needs to be at least 20 minutes. So for a lot of people, the math is not mathing because the system is already broken before they sit down. Here's the statistics that surprised even me. Based on the current needs, if a doctor tried to deliver every single thing that's recommended for a typical patient load, all the prevention, all the chronic care disease, all the management that's involved, they would need 26 hours in a day. There aren't even 26 hours in a day. So something has to get cut every visit. Now, I'm not telling you this to make you feel hopeless. If you've been with me for a while, you know the whole point of this podcast is to bring hope. So I'm hoping that at the end of this, you can feel something different. We can't fix the system from the exam table, but you can absolutely change what happens in your 15 minutes. And by the end of this episode, you're going to know exactly how. Welcome to Fuller Living, your space for empowerment, inspiration, and practical health nuggets. Here you'll find relatable guidance that fits your everyday life as you journey to a fuller and healthier you. I'm your host, Dr. Ashitey. Let's dig in. Welcome back to Fuller Living, wherever you're listening in from today. As always, I am so glad that you have chosen to hang out with me to enrich your health. I want to start this episode by talking about something that's a little hard for me. When I decided to become a doctor, the way that I pictured or envisioned practicing medicine is not quite what I'm experiencing today. I thought I was going to have long conversations with my patients. I was going to take my time, sit down, really get to know people and get to the bottom of what was going down with all the time that I needed. And then I met the 15-minute visit. And now I've had to spend the rest of my career learning how to make the best of those 15 minutes so they count not just for my patients, but for me as well. Because I want to say something that a lot of doctors don't say out loud. The system is not just hard for you, it's hard for us as well. There's study after study that shows just how demoralized we feel. We're stretched past, what time really allows. We're forced to choose between the kind of care that we know people deserve and what we actually have time for. And we feel the clock as well. So this episode is not about defending that 15-minute visit because I don't think it's enough. But this is me telling you that behind that curtain, this is what's happening so that we can all work together and beat the system together. So today I'm going to do 3 things. First, I'm going to show you what's going on in your doctor's head when you walk in the room. Second, I'm going to show you why bringing everything to me at once doesn't help you and may work against you. And third, I want to tell you what I wish most of you knew that I needed from you, or most of you knew what your doctor needed from you to make your visit the best for you. So let's get into it. Let me start with something that a lot of people don't realize. When you book a 20-minute appointment, you're not really getting 20 minutes with your doctor. Before the doctor walks in the room, remember you have a medical assistant who's going to check your blood pressure, get your weight, go through your medication list, ask you questions about why you're there. And that's really good care. It really matters because your doctor needs that information. But that part of the visit can take 5, maybe even 10 minutes at times. So by the time your doctor actually gets to sit in front of you, your 20-minute visit might actually be 10 or 12 minutes of face-to-face time with your doctor. This is exactly why What you tell your doctor in those first 2 minutes really matters. Let me tell you what's happening in my head when you walk in. When I walk in the room, those first couple of minutes, I'm trying to do a couple of things. First, I'm listening for what's that one thing that really matters today. And I'm quietly triaging. Is this routine or is this something that demands everything that I've got? Now, let me share an example with you, a patient that I had. Normal visit, or so I thought. We walk through a few things, we refill some medications, I answer some questions. And as I'm wrapping up, getting ready to go see the next patient, my hand is literally on the door. They say, "Oh, by the way, I have one more thing. I've been having chest pain." Everything drops because that one sentence that they gave me at the end of the visit was the most important thing they should have told me at the start. We have a name for this in medicine, actually. It's called the doorknob moment. The real reason for the visit is revealed right at the end, and it happens constantly. People save the scariest and most important thing for last. Sometimes because they're nervous, maybe they don't think about it, sometimes because they've been working up the courage to say it. I honestly don't understand, if I'm being completely honest. But here's what I wish people knew. When the most important thing comes very last, like in those last 30 seconds, we have the least amount of time to deal with it. Research actually backs this up. In visits under 18 minutes, patients are less able to get what they came for. So if there's something as important as that, don't save it for last. Let that be the first thing that you talk about, the scariest thing, the most embarrassing thing, the thing that you've been keeping quiet, the thing that you're really worried about. Bring that up in those first 2 minutes. Don't save it for the end. Because when you lead with that, you're handing your doctor the most important minutes of the visit instead of leaving it for the last 30 seconds. I hope this helps. Now, I can already hear some of you thinking, but I have a lot of things going on. I have a whole list. Trust me, I love a good list, truly. But I want to be honest with you about what is happening on your doctor's side when your list is too long. Let's say someone comes in and you've got 9 different problems, 9 different unrelated things, all in 15 minutes. You can start doing the math. Here's the truth. I want to help you with all 9. As a doctor, we go into this because we want to help people. Every part of me wants to. But 9 problems in 15 minutes means I can only give each one a couple of minutes. That means the thing that really matters to you, that could really hurt you, that needs 10 minutes, is only going to get a couple of minutes. And I feel that tension in real time. I'm sitting there doing the math in my head, trying to figure out which one of these 9 problems can I really address properly. I hate that feeling because you deserve to have all of it heard appropriately. So here's the second tool that I'm going to give you. Before you come in, pick your top 2 or 3 problems and rank them. And tell me at the very start, I have 3 things today, and this is the biggest one, my chest pain. Do you know what that does for your doctor? It lets us build that whole visit around what matters most. We can pace your visit. We can make sure the important thing is addressed. And if we don't get to number 3, we can plan for it, right? Instead of rushing all 3 and doing none of them well at all. Naming your list up front isn't being difficult. It's one of the most helpful things you can possibly do for both of us. Don't wait for the doorknob. Let's pull the curtain back a little bit more. Let me tell you the thing that quietly makes your visit so much better and so sweet for me. Number 1, bring your medications. Bring the names, bring the bottles. I want all of it. Number 2, know your family history. What runs in the family, what your parents, your grandparents have dealt with. And then number 3, track your symptoms. Know what the pattern is. When did it start? What makes it better or what makes it worse? Those details, they are golden to your doctor. This actually reminds me of a patient that I had. Please do not do this. Patient comes in and they didn't want to share their medical history with me at all. They weren't rude about it. In fact, she had a smile on her face. And she said something to the effect of, I want you to figure it all out. I don't want to hand you the answers. They didn't trust their records from their previous doctors. And they wanted me to start completely from scratch, clean slate. Now, in the moment, that's really hard because you're giving me so little to work with. I'm really starting with zero, and I can't really do a guessing game. But here's what I came to understand, and I get it. It wasn't really a difficult patient. This is a patient who had been hurt by the system. Somewhere along the line, they got let down, felt like they weren't listened to. Maybe they were dismissed, and withholding their history was how they were protecting themselves. It was how they were getting back control. So I want to be clear and say this to anyone who's felt this way. Your doctor is not a referee or grading your health history like a test. We're just checking to know what to do with you. So when we ask about your history, it's so important that we don't look at that with suspicion. We're really just trying to figure out what to do, how to get a head start. Because here's the truth. You are the expert. You are the only expert of your body in the room. I'm bringing the training. We're bringing the years of medicine. But you are the one who brings the data. And you're the only one who has that data. What you felt when it started, what you noticed at 2 a.m. when no one else was there, I can't help the version of you that's editing everything. It can only help the real one. So it's so important that you bring all of the information, the real information. Let's work on it together. Let's turn this into something that you can actually do. We're going to set our SMART goal for the week. This time, your SMART goal may not necessarily be this week. It depends on when your next office visit is. But remember, a SMART goal is one that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So before your next appointment, I want you to write down your top 3 concerns and rank them. And right underneath that, I want you to write down your medications, include the dose, and how often you're supposed to take it. Okay? So specific, you're going to write down 3 concerns and you're going to put down your medication list. Measurable, you either do it or you don't. Achievable, this shouldn't take 10 minutes. Do it right at your kitchen table. Relevant, this is important because this is a way for you to make a short visit work in your favor, and it's part of you living a healthier, fuller life. Time-bound, this should be ready before your next visit, all right? So maybe you don't even have that appointment scheduled and you've been putting something off. I want you to start by first booking that appointment, okay? This week, that is your goal. If you have an appointment that you need to make that you haven't done, book the appointment and then get down to writing your top 3 concerns, all right? So let's bring it all together. Today, I let you look behind the curtain. We talked about how the clock starts even before your doctor walks into the room, and it is important for you to say the big thing first. We talked about how I can only truly focus so much. Your doctor can only focus on so much during your visit. So it's important to be strategic with what you talk about, because here's what I want you to walk away believing. You are not a passive passenger in your own healthcare. The 15-minute challenge is really real. The system is strained. We're all feeling it. I'm not even going to pretend. But you and your doctor are on the same side. And when you walk in prepared, you don't just get more out of your visit. You help your doctor with taking the best care of you. I'd love to hear from you. What's the thing that you've been meaning to bring up at your next appointment that is extremely important? You're going to put that first. I want to know. You don't have to give me your health history. You can tell me in the DMs, but any way that this has helped you, I really would want to hear from you. And if this episode has really helped you, don't keep it to yourself. share it with someone else, because this is really, really, really going to transform your lives. Chances are, if it helped you, it's going to help someone else. And you can tell them they can find me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever they stream. And don't forget to please subscribe. And come back next week for another riveting, life-changing episode. Until then, let's get to fuller living. Well, fam, that wraps up another episode of Fuller Living, where we talk about health in a bite-sized, relatable, practical, and fun way. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress one small step at a time while remaining consistent. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe, share it with a friend who might need a little bit of inspiration, and leave me your 5-star review. And if you're in Dallas and looking for a new PCP, look me up at southwestfamilymed.com. I can't wait to meet you. Until next time, let's get to fuller living.